What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kelvin Krupiak, and today I want to talk to you guys about how you can make your haircut last longer. All right, guys, so let's jump right into this. Now, before I actually show you what I do when I'm maintaining my hair and extending the lifespan of my haircut, I do want to talk a little bit about why you want to get a quality haircut in the first place. Because while places like Supercuts and Great Clips might be able to offer you a more competitive price tag, the problem is their whole objective at that price is to get you in and out of that chair as fast as possible. The only way they maximize their profits in a day is if they maximize their volume in a day. So it's a completely different mentality. And because their motivation is to get you in and out of that chair quickly, the person cutting your hair is going to be less motivated to layer everything properly or taper the sides of your head correctly or even add texture effectively. All those things that I just mentioned, they take time, and when they're done effectively, they can actually help you grow your hair back out in a very functional way. To give you guys an example, I'll use my hair. So this is 2 months of growth after getting it cut. So a $30 haircut, you spread that across 2 months, that's $15 a month for a proper haircut that's gonna grow back out in a functional way. And if you add in some additional maintenance, you can extend the lifespan of that haircut even further. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm doing right now every couple of weeks just to maintain my hair. So here's what everything looks like beforehand. You guys can see that things have gotten a little out of hand. My sideburns are long and unruly. The hair around my ears is actually covering my ears if it's not pushed back. And to top it all off, I have these thick trails of hair that grow on my neck every couple of weeks. So we're going to address all of this, and we'll start with these sideburns. The first thing we're gonna do is cut back the length a bit. I start off by using a comb to organize all of the hair, and then I pick a point on my ear to line up my razor with. Generally, I'm picking a spot where you can see the hair start to thin out. And once I've found my spot, I'll go ahead and start trimming, and my goal is to make it as level as possible. And already you guys can see that just a basic trim like that is making everything look a bit cleaner. Next, we're going to try and tackle some of the bulk, and you can try to thin this out with a pair of clippers, but if you're not careful, you can end up with a pretty uneven blend. So I actually comb the hair forward and then trim everything sticking out past the natural thickness of my sideburns. Also, you can see here, I noticed that it was a bit uneven when I finished, so what I decided to do is go back and use the comb as a border to help me straighten everything out. And now we'll go ahead and trim the hair that's grown well past the top of my ear. What I typically like to do is slowly trace the ridge of my ear with the razor. And to finish this section off, I like to use the head of my body grooming tool, which is excellent for trimming short stubble. Then just repeat the process on the other side, and then you're ready to clean up the neckline. Now, with respect to the neckline, I do want to say that this is a really tough one to do by yourself, so if it is possible, I would highly recommend that you get someone to help you with this. Speaking from experience, it's incredibly difficult to maintain a perfectly symmetrical neckline all on your own. I also don't think it necessarily needs to be perfect, just some general trimming will make everything look 100 times cleaner. Now, when I'm doing this by myself, I like to trace out the movement that I'm going to make before I start the actual trimming. And you'll notice I'm going across instead of up and down against the grain, and the reason is, in a mirror, I find it very challenging to go up and down evenly. So I'm going to use a back and forth motion to remove a lot of the bulk instead. And you can see that it's not perfectly rounded, but after removing a lot of that trail of hair, it does look so much better. So after using the body grooming tool again to trim up some of that short stubble and going back one more time to kind of clean up the edge of my neckline, this is what I was left with. So we've cleaned up the sideburns, the neckline, and all that's really left to do is a little bit of what's referred to as edging, which just means that we're going to clean up some of the general lines to improve the overall symmetry of how our hair currently sits. And I always start with the top of my forehead. There's a lot of little hairs that start to grow out after you've gotten your hair cut, and it's pretty easy just to clean those up real quick. Those little hairs don't really like to conform when you're styling your hair. And if you find it necessary, you can also clean up right around the temple just to even everything out. And those simple steps is how you can extend the lifespan of your haircut. And there you have it, guys. That's really all I have for you today in this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, feel free to leave a like right down below. And if you are new here, consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.